All right, so here is the scoop so far. Finished the courtyard scene and posted some renders of that, and made some comments about that series and things I wish I could have done, but got sick in the middle of it, and still recovering. But we are going to move on, and here's what I'm thinking. I have done some stuff from Alien Isolation. I've done some stuff from Half-Life or the Half-Life mod. I've done some stuff from The Last of Us. Done some stuff from Duke Nukem. And I'm going to focus for the next series, and maybe the next two, on sort of horror survival games. And just like The Last of Us. And this next one is going to be sort of inspired by The Evil Within, or Resident Evil, probably The Evil Within. And what I'm thinking of is the hallway. So it's going to be a sort of a small scene, a hallway scene, and for that hallway scene, I'm looking at something like a wall, not surprisingly, sort of a drywall, maybe old-fashioned wallpaper ripped up, grungy, a banister, broken, some stairs maybe going down at the end. The hallway's going to have maybe wood, like an old farmhouse hallway, not like a modern house or anything. Maybe old carpet and a door near the end, maybe partially open with the unknown behind it, possibly an old dirty window. So we're looking at wood in terms of texturing. We're looking at wood. We're looking at wallpaper, like I said, some messed up drywall or concrete, I'm not sure. I don't think bricks. Some glass potentially, maybe a little bit of metal. So those are going to be the main textures. We'll try to put some blood and some scratches and dirt and stuff like that. So it's going to be the horror theme, so it's going to be dark, it's going to be grungy, it's going to be run down. And the thing that I like about looking at some of the images from The Evil Within is that when you look at those textures, especially the first game, they seem kind of doable. And what I mean by that is it doesn't look like a lot of ZBrush or ZBrush needed to do the broken down stuff. A lot of times that's a limitation for me. I have an old version. I bought ZBrush ZBrush when it first came out for about, I don't know, $600 or $700 US years ago. And I played around, made faces and stuff like that, as we probably all did. And of course it's evolved and everybody uses it in the gaming industry. You make your high poly and you do a lot of damage and stuff like that. And pretty much everything is going to have that. But these textures that I'm looking at in The Evil Within look like any damage is kind of actual geometry, like broken posts on a banister or holes in the floor, and it doesn't look like a lot of deformation. Now, you could do sculpting and all that in Blender. I don't really feel like doing that, so I think I can get away with having that, like a piece of wood, a post of wood. You bend it a little bit, and then just have a real grungy wood on there, and you don't need a lot of chips out of it and stuff like that. So if I don't have to worry about the ZBrush type stuff, then I feel better about that, and just relying on the grungy textures and that kind of thing. So anyways, I'm thinking of the hallway, and after that, if I still am motivated to do this, I'm thinking of the basement, which would have more stuff in it, pipes and old appliances and stairs and stuff like that. So that's what I plan on doing. So I'm going through some reference images, and I'll start to block that out very soon. If I feel well enough, and prepared, I'll start to do that tonight. So we're going into more of the horror survival type images, and of course that's all the rage these days with a lot of computer games, or maybe I'm like a few years behind but that's what we're looking at. So I hope you're going to be interested in that. It's going to be, I hope, relatively simple modeling, so it should appeal to people that are sort of getting into Blender. And then the texturing, well, you know, I'm pretty much stuck doing it in Substance Painter, but I mean, you could try to do it in Blender. And I know with geometry nodes and image textures, you could certainly get quite a lot of mileage out of that as well. So all right, we'll see how it all goes, but I'm thrilled to have you along the ride with me, and I hope you'll tune in for that series, which should be starting very soon. Take care.